What's going on, guys? Forrest Proctor here from Epic Film and Photography, and this video is pertaining to if you love to make videos, if you want to make that your career, do you want to start a video production company or do you want to work for a video production company? That's what we're going to be talking about. I'm here in Mobile, Alabama. It's very windy, testing this little guy out, so we'll see how good it works. Let's get into it. All right, first of all, just a little disclaimer and why I feel like I have authorization, if you will, to talk about that. This is because I currently do both. I own a video production company and I work for a video production company. And so I can tell you the pros and cons of each. I'm not going to go into if you want to do that because honestly, I don't advise it. You need to either pick, like just either start your own thing or work for somebody, because it's really hard to balance and, you know, kind of wade through those waters if you do both. But so yeah, I feel qualified to talk about it, and we're going to get into the pros and cons of each right now. All right, let's start with the one that everybody kind of instinctively, most people want to do, which is own your own company. The pros of owning your own company: you own it, so you're the boss. Of course, there's some cons in that, and we'll get to that. One of the other pros is you're kind of building something that can last longer than you, and it's like everything you do is building towards something that has your name on it, and there's something to be said in the pride that comes with that. But again, there's some stuff on the con side with that as well that we'll talk about. One of the other pros is that you can, that wind's killing me, I'm walking backwards. One of the other pros is that you can sort of curate your brand to shoot and edit and do all the projects that you are interested in, rather than getting projects just, you know, tossed on your desk that you have to edit because you work for somebody. Yeah, that's a pro. What is another pro? Another pro is kind of can make your own hours. I mean, you get like the approval on if you're going to shoot at a certain time. So that's a really big pro. Let's talk about the pros of working for somebody. Man, I hope this wind is not killing my video, because it seems like it might be. The pros of working with somebody: okay, you don't have to deal with all the business stuff, you know? Like, you just come to work, do what you love, and then go home pretty much. So that's a pro. What's another pro? Another pro would be, you know, there's probably a sales team or a strategy team or somebody else bringing in the leads. So you're basically just assigned a project. You're assigned this, go shoot the video. That's what you like to do anyway. So no big deal, and you do it. So that's a pro. Another pro is the company's going to handle expenses. You know, so if they're providing gear, that's super awesome. Of course, if you're working for a company, production company, they're providing the gear. But all to say, you don't have to buy the gear. That's a pro. So another pro is collaboration. If there's people there that, you know, you're able to, they can do the writing, maybe you just do the shooting, or maybe you just do the editing. That's pretty cool, and it's healthy and all that good stuff. So that's a pro. Now, moving on to the cons. The cons of owning your own business is not only do you have to do the actual work, usually, especially in the beginning, but you also have to worry about all the business side of stuff, which can be super boring or stressful or both. So the accounting, the payroll, the expenses, the income coming in, you know, you've got to worry about all that, honestly, first. And then secondly, after hours and hours and hours of worrying about that, you'll be able to hopefully be able to create something. But that is sort of a con, but it kind of comes with the territory. So I don't view it necessarily as a full-on con. It's one of those things that's not very fun. Another con is that, you know, you don't have a guaranteed paycheck every week like you would at a production company or at any company, really. You have to kind of fight and earn your pay. And then you've got to worry about paying other people and paying for equipment and all that stuff. So, you know, the money, although it can be steady and you need to structure it to be steady, it's not just a given. Someone else isn't taking care of that for you. So that's a con of owning your own business. There's all the expenses that come into it that you don't really think about. Like if you're gonna have an office space, that's like a huge part of your overhead. If you're not, there's still camera gear, you know, there's licensing, there's rentals, there's locations, there's meetings, there's lunches, there's gas. I mean, the expenses are nuts whenever you start really looking at them. Dang, wind, man, Mobile's crazy. And if you're wondering why I'm on the soccer field right now, it's because it's just, I thought it would be a pretty open area to film. And it is open, that's for sure, but it's windy and not so pretty. So those are sort of some of the cons of owning your own business. And by the way, there is no right or wrong answer here. Both ways of making a living with video are valid, and it's just different people, different personality types, different skill sets, that kind of thing. The cons of working for a company are going to be, number one, you don't own it. So, you know, you could share your work, you could share links and all that. It's just something, with some people, deep inside, we kind of have to own it, and that's how I feel sometimes. But you don't own it, you can be let go at any time, really, and that work stays with the company, it doesn't really go with you. Now, most companies are cool. They're like, yeah, share what you did for us on your reel or whatever, but you'll never own it. You'll absolutely never own it if you work for somebody, unless you outright buy it. So that's a con. Another con is the hours can be set, and usually are, and they can be very monotonous. What's up with these trash cans out here? Anyway, the hours can be super monotonous. I mean, you know, wouldn't it be cooler just to go whenever you have a shoot or and edit from home? I mean, that's kind of the dream, isn't it? Especially after old COVID came. Everybody wants to work from home. So that's a con. Another con, yeah, I think that's all the cons for working for somebody. The main one is just that the ownership. I mean, that's why people don't like to rent houses. If they can, they like to buy the house, right? Because you want to own it. You want to say it's yours. You want to make it yours. You want to customize it. So like I said, there's no wrong answer here, but I'm just kind of giving you an overview of, you know, why you might want to go one way or the other. For me personally, at the end of the day, at the end of my life, I want to own my own video production company because it's something I could pass to my kids. It's something that I'm constantly investing my time, my energy, my psyche into, and that just feels more meaningful. I think I'm gonna be able to put more towards my projects. Of course, there are jobs out there that are just so awesome and fit your personality that could also happen. You know, you could start working for a company that you really like and admire, and the exact thing happens. So there's no wrong answer. That's just me. As always, please subscribe, support the channel. Epic Film and Photography makes tons of video content. Go check that out. We shoot weddings, commercials, documentaries, all kind of stuff. So yeah, without further ado, peace.